Hi, my name is Dr. Patricia Murugami. Welcome to Your Next Best Self. I know you might be wondering, who's this Dr. Patricia Murugami? Well, I'm a leadership catalyst, a leadership coach, an educator on matters to do with life, leadership, love, and legacy. And I hope that as you start to listen in and practice some of the leadership insights we'll be sharing here, you'll begin to see your next best self. Welcome back to Your Next Best Self podcast from me, with me, Dr. Patricia Murugami. I hope the ARN members are enjoying each and every moment. You know, this is the kind of network that's not locking anybody out. I'm so fascinated. The other day, someone just called me and said, you know what? I'm going to sponsor my 10 colleagues who are very young, just got out of campus, and we want them to join not only the Africa Risers Network, but the Early Risers program. And you know, I was so moved that an individual can choose to invest $200 in 10 of her colleagues because she could see that these are brilliant graduates, and they've just gotten into a management trainee program. And because they're so brilliant, they may struggle with some of the things we actually are equipping them with in the Early Risers program. So much later, she came back to me and told me, because it's a self-paced program, and she's like, I'm so amazed at the feedback I'm getting every week from 5 out of the 10. And I was like, okay, 50%, not bad. And I'm like, so what are they telling you? And she said, first and foremost, they've never done a program which got them to stop and think. Secondly, they feel like you, who's a global leadership coach, is seated there with them because of the way you've shot the videos. They feel it's so personalized. And it's like, you know, they really are understanding the idea that you have of helping them become their next best self. Thirdly, one of the modules that talks about harnessing the way you wait was a very big one for a number of them because they are in a hurry, they're impatient to grow, and they realize that some things, especially the really good ones, require you to wait. So don't be in a rush, but work very well, live very well. And the big one was how to deal with failure. These are brilliant people, they've never failed. But now they're working and many things may not be going according to their plan, and they're beginning to get discouraged and they're wondering, what's wrong with me? But the fact that you shared with them how you have failed and how you've dealt with failure in the Early Risers Leadership Program has helped them shift. And I'm amazed. I can see the 5 who are taking this seriously, the change in their attitude, the way they communicate, because how you communicate as a leader, young or old, is what sets you apart from everyone else. I was so excited. And then, of course, the other half of me is thinking, what about the other half? Are they not doing it? What's going on? I certainly hope they don't have the wheelbarrow mentality I talked about in a previous podcast, where they're waiting to be pushed to study, pushed to learn, asked about whether they're doing anything out of it. Actually, our Rise School programs are self-paced. We want to encourage you, especially for early risers, when you join, set aside just 15-20 minutes every day, and you'll be amazed at the end of the 4-week program how you will not even recognize the way you think, the way you communicate. That brings me to the subject of today, that leadership is all about what you say, how you say it, what you do, and how you do it. So today we're going to talk about communication, a big word, which, by the way, is the reason why many relationships, personal and professional, break down, or the converse, thrive. So I think that many times we say that things are a cliche. And when we say that things are a cliche, unfortunately, what happens is that when we think they're cliche, we actually dismiss them. So today I want to share with you the idea that many of you may have heard about how to decide how to think before you speak, because I think many times we speak before we think, or we speak as we think, you know? And as a leader, whether you're leading yourself or leading a team, leading a family, leading in society, whatever kind of leadership roles you have, I want to remind you that stripped of all those titles, you're a leader without title if you choose to lead yourself. So think before you speak. And this acronym is not my original work, but it's a piece of wisdom that I think is really important. If you are going to spell the word think, T, ask yourself, is what I'm saying true? You know,
before I communicate it, is it true? Or is it just one of those points that you picked up from somewhere and it's a gossip or it's somebody's opinion and you now choose it to be gospel truth? Before you communicate, ask yourself, is what I'm saying true? H, is it helpful? Is what I'm saying helpful? Or am I just saying it so as to get off this burden off my chest? Yeah? Is it helpful not only to me, but to the person I'm saying it to? Is it inspiring? Am I inspiring this person to feel better? Am I inspiring this person to do better? Am I inspiring this person to achieve more, to actually grow more because of what I have shared with them, whether it's an insight, a lesson, guidance, mentorship, how to do something, constructive critique? Is it inspiring them to become a better, higher, purer version of themselves, their next best selves? Is it necessary? I don't know about you, but sometimes I hear people say things and I ask myself, was that really necessary? Did you need to say that? Sometimes people have what we call verbal diarrhea, where you're just talking for the sake of it. And sometimes we don't realize that when we are excited, some people, when they're very excited, they overspeak, they say things they shouldn't say. Some people, when they're in social environments and they're nervous, they start over-talking, saying things and speaking to people in ways that they shouldn't. Worse still, if you take some alcohol and you don't know how to control it, and somehow you didn't eat a good meal. I remember one party we attended and they had alcohol cocktails as you came in. And before people were seated, you could already see people were speaking in ways that were unnecessary. You know why? Because of that intoxication, which is really knowing yourself and knowing what are your limits and when should you take that alcohol, if at all, and when shouldn't you. And if you're hungry, then it will go straight to your head. So be careful about what it is you're doing or saying, because sometimes what we say is unnecessary, but will be held against what it is that we said, especially if we said it in places or to people we should never have said it. And by the way, this idea of is it necessary, I find sometimes you go through life and something happens that is so overwhelming. This is why I encourage you to journal. Journal what it is that you are experiencing, because sometimes we have an overflow of emotions and words. And when you journal, write down, I'm so excited about the offer that's coming up from us and from our partners, Textbook Center and Rafu, a Valentine's package of the Reinventing Journal and the Reinventing book. And I'm excited that people are buying them as Valentine gifts. Because really the utmost love you can give yourself and to someone else is to help them get to know themselves and become the best version, their next best self. And so journal when you feel the emotions and the words are too many and you don't even know what's going on. That happens to me a number of times, and I can't wait to just spend some time quietly and write down what it is that I am feeling and experiencing. And if you believe in God, then you surrender that and you tell him, I just don't want to go through this again. Please show me what the lesson is, because I don't want to fail this test, for example. And there are many tests in the journey of life. So journaling can help you release some of those things that make you feel like, you know what, I really can't cope. I'm not able to deal with this. So N, is it necessary? And as you think about the word think, think before you speak. The K is it kind? Is it kind? Let me tell you, kindness. Can you hear even my voice has changed? Kindness. If you've watched one of my latest YouTube videos about a slight accident I had and the gift of kindness and compassion that the other party extended to me, you will know that kindness is what we need in big doses in this world of today. Kindness to say things that you want to say as well as you can. Kindness that you want to exit a group, exit exit a commitment, but the kindness to say it graciously and say, I'm not able to serve as well as I would like because of this new engagement or new commitments. It has been a joy serving. I've learned a lot. I hope I've served as well as I could, but I now would like to exit, even exit in a WhatsApp group. I'm always amazed at how people just exit. And I'm like, Allah, how did you just do that? You know, the kindness and I dare say refinement that comes with it. You know, the other day we were talking with a number of our young children and their cousins who are my nephews and nieces. And I asked them, so what would you do if you had a chance to get 1 million Kenya shillings? And I was amazed at the level of kindness, you know. Whilst many would say, yeah, we want to go to Disneyland, we want to travel, we want to do it, which is okay. But what I found beyond those dreams, they were also thinking about, we want to buy something for granny, we want to buy this for this cousin, we want to give this one this, real acts of kindness. So as you think about how you speak and how you communicate, I dare say your emotional intelligence to think about the word think. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? I hope that this 5 letters, which represent those 5 words, can help you as you're having your next conversations. It requires a lot of self-control, ladies and gentlemen. I know the pressures of life make us say unkind things, make us think before we speak, make us say things that are not going to help anybody, make us think and actually do things that are unnecessary. But I want to encourage you to truly become your next best self. The way to do it is to grow in emotional fitness, which is a new area we're now focusing on. Beyond emotional intelligence, what's the emotional fitness of you, your team, your family, your organization? And the way to start is by thinking before you speak. Why not try it? Let me know which of the 5 letters you've started to see have an impact on the effectiveness of your communication, because we don't communicate just to tell people 20,000 words, 10,000 words in a day. No, we communicate hopefully to influence people to move towards a positive direction and move to a higher ground and become their next best selves. So let's try it. And I look forward to you letting us know on our website, www.drpatriciamurugami.com. Let us know your feedback. And I hope that you, young ones aged 21 to 35, are joining the Early Risers program, leadership program that's about you rising beyond where you are and rising to become the leader you're created to be. Don't follow the masses and just scroll through Instagram, TikTok, wasting your time. Invest those shillings, those dollars in your growth. Get someone to be accountable to and raise the way you communicate, and you'll see how that makes a difference. I wish you the very best. Think before you speak.